the people who are selling it to you don't use it in their own countries. And so that speaks about efficiency. Because we're not just talking about the ability of this machine to produce a result when you vote in the Kim's kit, but we're talking about efficiency all around in terms of how you spend your money. Are you getting value for your money? And then are you assuring that there's longevity or sustainability in this process? It would appear as though this is another opportunity for us to look at how we then often are on the other side. We are the receptors. We are receiving something which has been deemed inefficient in other countries. Why do we continue doing that, number one? And why does it seem so difficult to then be able to make a decision? When we can't do that, what it does is that it creates room for speculation. And so we say, well, the reason why there is insistence on this, which you yourself, Major, when you were CEO, purchased this equipment as well. Then we will say, and we'll speculate and we'll say, well, the reason why we insist on this particular thing is because somebody must be getting something somewhere that it doesn't make sense financially, economically, efficiently. It doesn't make sense to continue using this same method when it is clear that it is too expensive and that it seems that there is a waste of resources that can be used for something else. But we still insist on going there. So nature abhors a vacuum. So what do? We say then there's somebody who's getting a kickback for doing this, and that's why they keep insisting. Is it wrong?
No, I don't. That's not 100% right, because one, these machines are effective.
But not efficient.
They're also efficient. The only problem is the shelf life is 5 years. So if you have the money, you can keep them. We don't have that sort of money, number one.
So why do we keep using them? This is the question.
Because if you had the money, you can afford 7 billion or 8 billion every election cycle, and you increase it with the next election, you're in sour. Then you throw them away as junk. Your problem will be junk disposal. How do you manage that? That will be your problem. But if your problem is money first, then you must now be more careful. Two, you don't buy equipment every time, and you know very well that you don't inform the developments of that equipment. You have no say. You are told we have got this new version. Like you showed me your phone. Yeah. If your phone is, is Apple, they will tell you now we have brought Apple this, next time Apple this. You have no say. Right? That is fine for you using a phone. But for election, it's not like that. Now, why did we, because now you brought it to me that we bought, which is true we did. The Kriegler Commission, there was something called Kriegler Commission report.
Yes, it was.
And the Kriegler Commission report was instituted to look into the election of 2007. One of the recommendations of the Kriegler Commission report was that there should be digitization of the electoral process, specifically the digitization of the voter register. That was very critical. Kriegler also recommended the digitization of the results transmission. And they came up with this called spontaneous results transmission, so that if you are in a polling station and you have 55,000 polling stations, immediately the results are announced, all these results are uploaded on one source. That was the recommendation that was drawn from the Kriegler Commission report. But Kriegler was responding to the situation of 2007. We have long passed the situation of 2007. Now, we cannot move, for example, in 2013 with the attitude and mentality of what happened in 2007. So we have to move forward. The problem is, this is a conversation which we are having every electoral cycle. After an election is done in Kenya, everybody keeps quiet. Nobody talks about this thing until when the next election is due. I think this is something that a conversation that we should be having in the first 2-3 years after an election, so that a decision is made. If we are doing an election in 2027, by law, we should be able to establish, are we going to have these machines, or we are going to require new ones. And that should be done 2 years immediately after an election is done. After election is done, there is something they call post-election evaluation. So once that post-evaluation is done, and there are issues or changes to be done, that should be done earlier. Now we are talking about it at this particular stage. IEBC is telling you we need these machines to run these elections in 12 months' time. If you say no, they might well come back, well, we delivered an unsatisfactory election because you didn't